Hey, I'm a fun guy.
There's somebody.
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to our neck of the woods. It's Heather,
And Jeff.
and
And we're back.
hi everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. We've been putting a lot of work into that intro. Hope it went smooth and it's not too long. We would sure love your feedback on it. Yeah, hang around for the end. Artist and Poet did something for us too. We're going to use that as our outro for a little bit and give her props because she didn't have to do that, but she did that for us, and that was wonderful.
Well, we're going to see if she wants to help us work on our outro too.
Joanne, everyone. So yeah, and I have to put. Dang it! I need to put that in the description. So the music was a royalty-free, copyright-free, made by Northwestern, and I got it off of Uppbeat. So, disclaimer. And it's called A New Beginning. Hi, Artist and Poet. Oh, you missed the intro. Anyway, so today I thought we'd talk about mushrooms because we've been putting a lot of work in trying to get that intro down, and our little brand mark there up in the corner, and I've just been, we've been playing around trying to get everything situated. This is my sound guy. He does all that. He does all the really good stuff. But between the two of us, right, we can make a pot of beans.
That's right. Exactly.
So I put on there fungi for you guys. We'll talk a little bit about mushrooms, and then I'd really love to just have a conversation with anyone today that wants to have a conversation. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Ship. RD. Everybody, anybody we missed. Anybody who's not chatting but still watching, hi. So mushrooms, you already know that you shouldn't pick what you can't identify. Okay. Now, this book is one that I bought from the local library for 25 cents. And you see how it says all color book, right? And that's because it has photographs in it. It explains what's poisonous, what's not. Because we have a lot of different mushrooms around here. So I got this. This is actually one of Raina's school books for her homeschooling, right? So she can learn to identify. So when you want to go for mushrooms, you see this little guy in the corner here is morels. We have those that grow around in this area. We have a lot of people who mushroom hunt. And that's a wonderful thing, except that they will go up in somebody else's property in the middle of the night looking for some morel mushrooms because they fetch a really nice price on the market. And golden seal, wild ginseng, and a couple other
turkey.
We have turkey tail mushrooms that grow around here, and they're good medicine.
They're on the side of the trees. Those are And you can use them also as writing tablets.
And there's an actual market for that stuff. Goes for like $10, $15, sometimes $20 and up a pound. Yeah, not psychedelic, man. I'm not talking psychedelic ones today. I meant to say that. I was gonna say we're gonna talk mushrooms and not shrooms, guys. So, but if you're going to do any kind of mushroom hunting, or you think you're going to need that skill in a survival scenario, you need to have a full color guide, because for one, mushrooms differ like literally from county to county, from eco environment to eco environment, from micro environment to macro environment. They do grow everywhere, but they also they're just like everything else in the plant kingdom and in the animal kingdom. You know, they have lookalikes. So if you don't know, don't put it in your mouth. Best advice I can give you.
Hens and chicks.
Hens and chicks, mushrooms, yeah.
Do we have those around here?
I don't think we have hens and chicks around here.
I've never seen them myself. I wouldn't know.
We do have quite a plethora of mushrooms that grow around here.
I may have even seen them and don't know that's what they were called.
Hold on. I actually have a nice picture of hens and chicks I can show folks if you just give me a minute to find it.
Those are those plume ones that I don't put off powder.
Yeah. There are mushrooms that look like roots. These are, I don't know if you guys see those. You remember on Harry Potter and they did the mandrake root? Mandrake root's a real root. These are an actual mushroom that look like a root. And people who forage can that don't know what they're looking at can die, because those are some sinister mushrooms right there. The playing with the spores, when the spores release, they make it hard to breathe. So it's not something you want to be doing.
I'll be back.
Oh sure, abandon me about mushrooms.
I'll be right back.
I'm just picking on him, guys. I'm just picking on him. Gosh, howdy. I have him in here. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, turkey tail, I believe, is one of the ones you can use for that. And there's also another one, and it's kind of spongy. There are some really good ones. Exactly. Very versatile, man. Mushrooms are not just good food and good medicine, because they can be used medicinally as well. So, but as Southern Patriots Association pointed out, there are mushrooms that grow like almost like a scale on the side of a tree, and you can use those to sharpen a knife blade. And so it's take some time, do a little bit of research, learn about the things in your area, learn about the things where you are or where you're planning to go, so that you have valuable information. I'm going to say it again. You guys are going to get sick of me saying it, but I do say it all the time. My daughter's sick of me saying it. But knowledge is power, right? And if you have that knowledge, then you have the power to discern, well, what's what, and what's good and what's not. And you may be able to teach that skill to another person that it may save their life. So right on, Meg. So yeah, that was it. I don't have a whole lot to cover on that, guys. The only mushrooms I've ever picked out of the yard are morels. I don't pick any other kind because I don't feel confident enough in my skills to be able to go out and discern which ones are the right ones and which ones aren't. Now, I have a friend. She's a mushroom hunter. She gets morels. She goes after the golden seal, and she hunts the wild ginseng, and she does that every spring. And she makes good money doing it because there is a good market for it here, and it literally is a market. Like, everybody stands around like they're the cattle, and you put your stuff up there, and people bid on it, right? Restaurants, chefs, they'll come in, they'll bid on them. People that just like to have them and have the money, they'll come in and buy them. So all kinds of stuff like that. And I think it's really awesome that happens. And, I'd ask her a couple times if she'd come out and walk me around the woods. And then we know, at least on our property, what our property contains as far as that. So, I mean, I like to include that in foraging as far as how I file that in my mind, right? But that is a specific skill set, and you really need somebody that's got either experience, or you need to be schooling yourself and looking for everything, have pictures, again, plant identification is probably your first step, right? And I'm not saying go memorize a bunch of Latin names. I've done that. It helped me pass my my horticulture license. But other than that, unless I'm working in a nursery full time, man, I forget a lot of those. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so all that knowledge goes out the window unless you're talking in Latin every day. And I don't do that. I do some stuff I will make Raina learn the Latin on, just because if it's got a look-alike, or it's got other subspecies that are more commonly available, and you want a specific species because of pest resistance, growth rate, or however, whatever, right? That those things are important, that you use the Latin name for that plant. That's how you get the proper plant. Man, I should have made coffee. Sorry, you guys. I'm a little half-brained today. Forgive me. All right. So I'm going to pop this link in here and invite anybody come up and talk about anything, even if it's a sandbox country, whatever you guys want to talk about. I figured we could just have a conversation today. I'm going to keep doing this where I start these out with Jeff and I are going to keep doing this where we start them out with hopefully helpful information, right? And again, I got this book for 25 cents at the library. They were getting rid of it because it was old and hardly anybody was, getting it out anymore. So libraries and thrift stores, man, I keep telling you guys, go to their book section. A lot of times, yeah, you're right, Joanne. Fungi do affect everything. I'm trying to watch chat, you guys. I have a hard time following chat and trying to look at the things. So, all right, on, artist. Yeah, well, I don't know what area of the country you're located in, or what country you're located in. I think you're northwest corner of the nation, aren't you? If you are, Dave Canterbury still be beneficial to you because he covers a lot of like that whole northern strip of the United States, and then he covers like part of, because you got to think when you're talking about plants, right? We're not talking about countries per se. You're talking more about zones, all right? So if you want to know something about a certain area and how big or small that area is, go to a zone map for North America, and you're going to get a better idea, and you're going to you'll know what kind of seasons they have, because the zones are growing zones are dictated by like season. Like I'm in Ohio, right? So I have 4 seasons. Deciduous trees and plants that leave their drop all their leaves and hibernate, and we also have evergreens, right? So that means in the spring, summer, and fall, there are harvestable plants in each one of those seasons that are not year-round plants. Okay, so like I have things that I can harvest in the spring that'll fade out by summer. I have things I can harvest in the summer that aren't going to be ready until summer, and I've got things that I can harvest in the fall that won't bloom before fall. So those things are kind of important, and figuring out part of that is going to a zone map and looking at a zone map. A lot of the stuff that we have here in Ohio, they have up in Canada, because it's a similar environment, similar weather patterns. Hi, Maria. Matt, good to see you. Matt, if you are a wrench, post your link. If you're not, and somebody on here has Matt W's show link, please post it in the comments, okay? I could not find your channel the other day, Matt, and I wanted to post that. So if you can put it in the comments, and if not, if somebody else has it, put it in the comments for us, please. And we'll help share him out and get him built up too. Yeah, if you guys got links and you got wrenches, post them. If you have wrenches and other links that you'd like to promote, go ahead and post them. That's we're here to help, right? So yeah, the growing zones are going to benefit you in a multitude of ways because, if chances are, if I can grow something in Ohio, here in Ohio, chances are somebody over in Oregon is going to be able to grow the same, right around the same. I think it's a little bit warmer temperature in the summer and a little bit cooler temperature in the winter. But essentially, you're going to be able to grow a lot of the similar plants that some things you can't grow down south, right? Because it's hot all year round, and that's great for some stuff. Like I can't grow oranges in my backyard, but I can grow things that they can't in the south because it's a cooler weather plant, right? Or fruit or vegetable or whatever. So just something to think about and something to consider. So I'm going to drop that link again. Please, somebody come on up and open a conversation. We're always really, really happy to have you guys come up and just talk to us about anything. We can talk some more about mushrooms. If you guys have a little bit of knowledge out there, bring it on up. And like I said, we can talk about anything. There's a lot of news going on. I'd love to talk about that with somebody. My husband and I, we have a very similar opinion on a lot of things, so we just usually just sit there listening to each other, nodding our heads. But yeah, somebody come on up. Alabama artist, are you a Southern Patriot? You should hook up with the Southern Patriots Association. That guy's got skills. Check out some of his videos. He's a good guy, and he's trying to do a good thing, getting little things set up and helping folks connect to others in their area. He is a good guy. Yeah, Southern, do you feel like coming on for a minute and talking about what you got going on and how you're using your platform to connect folks? I can't do puppy dog eyes, but I can do like the tilt and stuff. and even if you just go to the library and or I'm going to tell you what. Here's another really helpful tip.
Right, Meg.
All right. Another really helpful tip is go to your local wildlife site, or like
I can't do that.
It'll be a .gov. Oh man, you're making me dizzy. Don't do that. We were just talking about mushrooms. What are you doing, man?
Hey, there it is.
Oh my god.
Telling y'all what, man. This thing's giving me a hard time over here.
I tell you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Gotcha. Hey, I appreciate y'all having me up, man. Pretty much what we're trying to do at Southern Patriot Association is if somebody from anywhere, the Southern Patriot Association is actually just a small group that I have here in my hometown. Decided to name the channel after that, and only thing the channel is it's a way for one person to meet another, no matter where you're at. If you email us from Las Vegas, Nevada, if somebody else emails us from Vegas, we're gonna be like, "Hey, you got a homie in Vegas. This is their email," or we'll let both of you know. Or I got a lot of subscribers, but honestly, we haven't got that far yet. It's just I've kind of laid down off the idea, tried to really just build numbers right now until, I'll probably drop another video soon, asking people to let's get with it. Let's try to make this happen. But I haven't really had anybody yet that's actually met up. But that is what we're trying to do, and we're trying to do that with just taking your nickname, your county, and your state. We don't need anything more than that. We don't need people's personal information. I don't want to be responsible for that. So it's just pretty much a way to reach out to us, and when somebody else near you does the same, we'll let y'all know, and you can take it upon yourselves to do whatever at that point, or nothing at all.
Right.
So to be clear, everyone will not be part of, the Southern Patriot Association. If we do that, they'll find a way to make us all bad people, and we're not trying to do anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not making clips.
In the meantime, I just figured we'd have some fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we I don't even know what I was gonna say there. I'm gonna let Jeff take over for a minute. I'll be right back.
What's up, Jeff? How you doing today, man?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Just dodging the raindrops.
Yeah, man, that storm went right around us. At first we thought it was gonna come right at us. That's the way it was saying, and it moved on over to the west. We didn't even rain here. I saw a minute ago that I think Atlanta or somewhere, somebody maybe up a little more north than that, they're having some pretty bad tornado warnings off of it. That tropical storm Fred, I think.
Fred, yeah.
Yeah, we got lucky.
All week, it looks like.
We're waiting for that.
The beginning of the hurricane season this year, man, they said we was going to have a beast hurricane season, and it was going to be wild down here. And we've been lucky the past few years. Hasn't really been that bad.
Well, cross the fingers.
Yeah, so I mean, I like your idea. I like what you're doing, and I like the fact that it's on the person. You vet your own people, who you're going to meet with and who you're not going to meet with. And, in this day and age, you got to have a vetting process, right?
What's that again?
I'm having a hard time hearing y'all. But hey, my guy that works for me, he's still out running his route, and he just tried to call me, so I need to call him back and see what's going on.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming up, man.
Yep. Thank you for stepping up.
I can barely hear y'all right now. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, you've gotten really low.
Yeah, you got really low too.
There he is.
So, all right. Well, we'll see you later.
Have a good one.
Yeah, he was lagging here.
All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? I was trying to read the comments, but...
Are we sort of glitchy? Oh, there he is. He's back again.
All right, I'm back.
You there?
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, his voice is going.
Yeah, we're having a hard time hearing you, too.
Yeah, your voice is going, and then your video catches up, and then your video go, and your voice catches up. Right now? Yeah, it's on with your...
I don't know what happened to it, man. It's acting crazy.
Man.
Nanoparticles in the rain clouds.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know,
Totally.
I don't know, y'all.
Totally.
It's nuts.
All right. Well, anybody else want to step up? Put the link in the chat.
Wild plant is used for pain. Well, if you don't have an aspirin allergy, I would highly recommend, artists, that you make yourself some willow bark tea. White willow bark is the best for that, and you just make a tea out of it and you drink it until the pain is gone. You can make a poultice out of it. Say you've got a pain in the leg or what have you. You can make a poultice out of willow bark as well and put that on that. The sap of catty nine tails will help. It depends on where you're at in the world. You're in the South. Cat of nine tails are probably, and willow. I mean, you guys have a lot of willow in the South, I think. I'd start using some of that. Willow? What?
What kind of bark?
Willow bark or white willow bark, which almost any kind of willow is going to have that aspirin compound in it. And it's called something else. And forgive me because I don't remember off the top of my head. But it works like aspirin. Aspirin is actually derived from white willow bark. And I think it's Salia.
I don't know. It's in one book.
Yeah, I've got it. Okay, well, if you have an aspirin allergy, you don't want to use white willow bark. You will have to find another means. Now, if it's for topical, wild lettuce has been used in the past for topical, like you make a poultice out of it and you use it for a topical pain relief. Cat of nine tails, yes. I just said it, you guys. Oh boy. The sap in the catty nine tails. You cut the stem and you squeeze the sap out, and that can be helpful for pain. Every part of the catty nine tail is edible, right? I mean, some parts are obviously going to be tastier than others, like the root and the fruit. But
all right, you take care.
Have a good nap, Southern. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you around tonight. Freedom Seed cleaning.
Gotta have the rest.
So anybody else want to jump up here and join the chat? Or, I mean, because I don't like the whole pause thing. It takes me a while to read some of these sometimes for my eyes to catch up.
Yeah, we were in the middle of doing our intro, finishing it, and we went right to the end. So we quick threw something together with what to talk about and kind of shorted ourselves on it.
You know, artists, I think, and don't quote me on this, guys, because not a doctor, not a pharmacist, not an herbologist or anything like that, but artists, there are plants out there that will help repair nerve damage, even severe nerve damage. I will try to do a little bit of research on that for you, lady. And I will see what I can come up with, okay, to help you out with that. Maybe we can find some natural plants that'll work for you.
Huh.
Hi, Kathy. That means working somewhere around in here.
And yes, those are what they're talking about, the cat of nine tails that are along ponds, swamps,
Right, Gary?
Marshy areas. And even sometimes you can see them if like the way some Lowe's, the hardware store, in some areas where they have the washouts, they usually sometimes in some areas they'll plant cat of nine tails to help get the water, suck that water up.
You want to try one more time, Matt?
And if you're having an issue, once you get the link and it's loading,
Well, it might be the browser you're using too.
And oh yeah, Foxfire or Chrome. And then jump out of the YouTube if you're using your phone. It might be bogging down, depending on your service. I don't know what your service is. I'm not saying you don't,
Joe,
letting you know some things help.
Joanne, that's a really good point. Sometimes we have problems and diseases that are caused by like gluten reactions or dairy reactions in our body. Um, so you may think you're eating healthy. It may turn out that you're not, because your body may be rejecting certain things. Another thing to look into, okay, you guys, and this is just something that if you feel so inclined to look into, it may be beneficial to you. Look up dieting by your blood type, okay?
That's a very key thing.
Um, dieting by your blood type can also be very useful if you find that you are having issues of consequence,
Certain
that are
foods.
causing you like 24/7 pain or chronic fatigue or depression, or a lot of that stuff can even be caused by foods. And now here's the other thing, and I worry about this. Now everybody's talked about the cases of depression jumping since all the lockdown stuff, right? Um, well, I do agree, Joey. And almost all the food that they package and try to feed us is poison. Yeah, and some
In
of
some
it that's
sort of
not packaged is
Yep.
poisoned. To some extent, everything is, right. So the depression rate has skyrocketed. Part of it is because you've got a lot of people pushing a lot of things, right? And it is really true that a lot of these vitamins are healthy for you and they're good for you and they boost your immune system, and all that's wonderful. But if you don't know what medications they interact with, if you don't know how they absorb into your bloodstream,
Um,
or how they may or may
Yes.
not cancel each other out. And an example of this, okay, is depression has been linked to a lack of folic acid in that or free floating folic acid that is not being absorbed. We're making the camera jump all over.
Sorry.
And so if you've got free floating folic, you're taking folic acid, but let's say you're also taking increased vitamin C in your diet, right? So your vitamin C levels, you're trying to keep them high so you don't get sick, so you don't have anybody wanting to stuff a Q-tip that belonged to King Kong up your nose or your rear or wherever else they want to stick that. They can stick it in their own rear, for as far as I'm concerned. But a high vitamin C level can make that folic acid just free float in your bloodstream and not do its job, which can lead to depression and other physical illnesses. Oh yeah, artist. Have you ever done a lung detox? Oh, Maria. Yeah, I can't give you any advice on that. I'm in full support of somebody that needs it having it, right? But I'm also in full support of somebody trying to work through their triggers on those things and maybe even seeking counseling to help them work through that process so that they know it and they can work with it for life without the medication. Now, like I said, there are some people who the trauma is there and it's not going to go away, right? It'll never be let go of. And I understand that. I do. But, pharma has its place, right? Pharmaceuticals, they have their place. But we cannot forget that natural medicine also has its place. So while I applaud the good things that have come about from pharmaceutical medication, I have a feeling we wouldn't need half of them if they hadn't poisoned all of our food, or started mass producing it and hybridizing our plants so that we couldn't get heirloom seeds out of them anymore, and really screwing with the value intake for the body. And that's what I really, really feel. That's what I really, really feel like happens. So, yeah, they do want you on meds. Now, I understand what you're saying, Joanne. I really do, and I get it. But it does have its place. There are people who wouldn't be alive today without that. My dad was on nitro, and it saved his life for years. For years, it extended his life, and thereby allowed him to be a part of my life longer and a part of my child's life longer, um, and those that he loved. So everything has a place. Look, when they first, the first guy who came up with the idea for atomic fusion and the atomic bomb, he wasn't trying to make a weapon to destroy the world. He was like, hey, look what I found, look what I discovered. And then somebody said, yeah, you know what, let's weaponize that. So everything can be used for good and for evil, right? It's how it's being used. So I don't ever want to encourage anybody to stop what they're taking. I wanted you to be encouraged to look deeper, see what things you can change. But talk to your doctor, because some of these medications are designed to keep you on them for life, that like once you start taking them you can't stop them, or it's literally a hazard to your life. So I don't know. That's my put on that. That's my input on that. Yeah, COPD from welding. Yeah. All right. You still have my email? Yes. Yeah, we sure do, hon. Yeah. Urine therapy, a lot of healing properties. Yeah. See, it's things like that. When you mention certain things, man, people kind of shy away. Look, there are ways that people did things back in the day that at some point chemicals aren't going to be around to solve all the world's problems. Okay. What will be around are the things that have stayed around, right? So you can do a lot with natural things, but it's going to take time on your part to learn. It's going to take time for your body to adjust, and you have to be gentle with yourself. That's, and if you want to do it and you're on medications for any reason, you need to find out, does this plant interact with my medications? Because yes, there are plant medication interactions. There are medicines that you can't eat grapefruit or have grapefruit with, certain things like that. You need to be careful with stuff like that, because I think a lot of those medications are designed on purpose like that. So, and even plants, there are plants you don't want interacting with other plants. So you have to do the research if you are going to use plants medicinally. And again, not a doctor, not a pharmacist, not a homeopathic medicine practitioner. I am nothing of the sort. So guys, use your heads. Yes, artists, we do. Do you want us to email you something, hon? Yeah, you mean for when I do the lookup? How about send me an email on what I told you I was going to research, so that I have it in front of me later, and that way when I'm doing my research, I've got it there, and I don't have one of my oopsie moments. You guys see, I forget stuff like every 5 seconds. I'm okay with that, as long as he still loves me and she still loves me. Come here, you. Yeah, honey. I have a question for you. Okay. I'm taking my university and pardon me, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we do have your email. Um, yeah, that goes along with the rest of it too. She was saying about the junk food and everything that we've eaten and drank. Very true. And she did say hi. She just um, just lost my train of thought for a second. Oh, anyhow, there are quite a few detox systems. One detox just doesn't take it all out of your system. So it's really good to find out the different types of detoxings that you can do, because just because you're detoxing doesn't mean you're detoxing everything out of your system. There are certain metals that you can't get out without doing a certain detox. There are certain fungus that we can't get out unless we do a certain detox. Wasabi, if you guys can get yourselves past wasabi, that's a really good way of detoxing, because it will get rid of certain bacteria and parasites that are within your body. Wasabi is might be a little spicy, but it will clean you out. Oh, Bonnie. Hello, Bonnie's granddaughter. Not a problem.
So sorry. Sorry. There's that flexibility in homeschooling.
Steam is really good, actually, for a lung detox. Being in like a steam room.
There are natural herbs and things too. Hey, what was that one? Vermont Trader.
Oh, that's
the Vermont Trader. Go on. You can go online and look them up, or you can request a catalog at home. And they have a lot of those older remedy things and different things like that. And hey, they even have the what's it called? The Vermont weather vane or something like that.
Yeah, it's a Vermont weather vane. It's really kind of cool.
Have you guys ever heard of them? They're a stick, like a dowsing rod almost, but it's made to attach to the outside of your house. And when it's up, it's going to rain it or not. It's dry out, and when it's down, it's
down. Yeah, it's up or down. One of the two. The stick will come out, and I was trying to go upside down here. It'll be like out a little bit, and then when it gets moist out, it'll either go up or it goes down. Vice versa, dry or wet. And the more, I can't remember, I think it is, the more it curls up, actually, I think it's the weather change is going to either rain or snow. That's the only, that's the weather vane. Yes, Vermont Trader. Or the Vermont Trader, yeah, one of the two.
Hi, Bonnie.
We've got a lot of nice things in their that's for sale. And you can get detox stuff there.
Yeah, and it'll give you a place to look. I think raspberry is a pretty good detoxer too. Like if you go out and buy like raspberry herbal tea, that's another one of those things that, you know, if you have raspberry bushes, you can go out and grab your own leaves and berries and dry them out and make your own tea. Or you can go buy it. We buy it bulk. The Vermont Trading Company, I think is what it was. There you go. Vermont Trading Company. I had it wrong, you guys. Yeah, there it is. A country store and Vermont Country Store. We'll get you a link and we'll pop it in chat. Give us a second here. But yes, dear. Oh, thank you. Are you going up or? So and give us 1 second, guys. Yep, this is it.
All right. All right. There you go.
You're not typing.
Why not?
I don't know. What are you doing? All right. So it's called the Vermont Country Store. And it's through the Vermont Trading Company. And there is the link. And anybody want to come on up and oh, there you go. Tracy had it. All right, Tracy's on it. Thank you, Sister Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
You just have to have a wrench. Monty, I think you have one,
You have
don't
a
you?
wrench, don't you, Monty?
You should. Good luck, Maria. I don't know where you're starting. I think we missed something there.
Yep.
Anybody want to come on up and let's talk about stuff? Whatever you guys want to talk about or have concerns about or whatever.
Okay. What link do you want to post? One.
Yes, Tracy, we see you. No, they can't block her too.
Who?
No.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, you're not. We'll help you walk you through this just to get you started. Open up a web page. Any web page. Doesn't matter which one it is. Just open up a web page and
You got Liberty Warriors Nations link or something like that.
Or your
Yes.
We'll show you how to do it.
Tracy's on it. Yeah. You have the soft ones in your top there. The ones that are covered.
There she is.
They're like this, only they also have cloth on them. In your top drawer.
Are you there?
Yeah.
We could hear you.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
There she is.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Hi guys. How are you?
Hello.
We're good. How are you doing?
Oh, great. You guys are just so sweet and so nice. I just enjoy your channel.
Well, thank you.
Hello, Maria.
Hello, Raina. I just have a quick question. I live in a tiny apartment and I don't have a backyard. Do you have any suggestions on how to start container gardening?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, you remember back in the day the strawberry pots that used to be they used to be a thing, I think, in the late 80s and all through the 90s. And they were those terracotta pots that had all the different holes, and the kids would plant their strawberry plants all over them. Okay. Well, take that idea, and instead of just doing strawberries, you take that a vase like that, or you can even get like a 5-gallon bucket, and get you like 2 or 3 inch PVC, and you'll have to cut holes in the bucket and do it like that. But you fill that up with dirt, and then each hole is a different plant. You can have an entire herb garden, right there in your kitchen.
Would love that. I live in Florida, so it's pretty hot. But
oh, lovely!
I
Dwarf
really
plants
I just didn't have the courage.
Oh yeah, you're in a perfect spot. Oh,
exactly.
Don't let it.
If you got windows, you're good. If you got windows, you're
I
good.
don't have any windows. I have only 2 windows in the whole apartment.
Oh,
But I have
are
a
you
little balcony.
Are you crafty?
Not really.
Well, it doesn't take much. I mean, it's everybody. You're gonna have your own way that you do something. So you're gonna have the bumps, and don't let that fear you. There's there's tons. I mean, really, there are tons. If you've watched YouTube, there are a bunch of um, it's like micro growing that you can do as
you
well.
can grow microgreens right in your
It's
house in like 10
simple.
days.
It's easy. Yeah, within 10 to 11 days, you got microgreens. You
And
cut
they're
them, you let them grow
super
again. You
nutrient.
cut them again. You can sometimes get 3 batches out of them, then you got to start again. Which once you get them in
What is it?
rotation,
What are
Go ahead.
microgreens? I'm sorry, I don't even know what that is.
Okay,
go ahead.
that's
What
microgreens is any green plant that you're growing and harvesting before it reaches the entire like the full plant potential. And the nutrients are so concentrated in the baby plants um, that you can turn them into like a shake. Really, all you have to do is chew them extra lot. If you're gonna, you can eat them as salads. You can put them on salads. You can put them on sandwiches. Pull up the microgreens. So
The
and
microgreen one?
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
pop a link in chat for microgreens real
you'll
quick.
get a kick out of this.
Yeah, you will, I think. You know, the other thing you can do is there's all kinds of ways you guys can you can grow in tiny spaces. Microgreens is one way. Another way is, you know, if you have like old 2 liter bottles or old soda bottles or any kind of bottle that you're trying to repurpose,
I like him.
you can turn those in. Yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead and
Think about him.
yep,
We'll get him.
that one. Was
Okay,
that
I'll let
specific video?
I'll get out so you can talk to someone else. But I just want to
Oh,
thank
you're
you
Oh,
fine.
because
we don't really usually have a
And you
whole
want to learn how to successfully
big
grow
Oh.
plants, but you think to yourself, I just
success rate
Oh,
on
you
getting
don't mind
people to
if
come
I
up and
say-
talk.
Do
Oh
you
no,
have to
you're
buy
fine.
seeds?
You can sit up here.
Do you have to buy
You-
seeds for those plants?
If you don't have seeds, but you can use just about any seed to do that. There are some that are a little bit more successful that you can sow real heavy. You can get like a lettuce mix, you know, and do that. You can do radishes, broccoli. Broccoli sprouts are really good. Alfalfa. Um, it's
Can you
not
sprout
hard
the
to do.
seeds? Oh, sorry. Can you sprout
Go
the
ahead.
seeds that are inside a pepper?
You can sprout those. Yeah, I look a lot of the seeds that I have. I've gotten out of veggies and stuff that I've gotten from various places. Um, so you know the seeds are usually viable. You may not get all of them to sprout, but you'll at least 1 or 2 of them will. You know, that's just the nature of things. Life wants to grow where it wants to grow, right? So
Okay. Well, thank you for your help. I'm going to try. I appreciate it.
yeah, we'll post some links up and I haven't done any microgreen gardening myself, but I've done a lot of research on it. I just I don't have many windows on the south facing, and since we live in Ohio, I got to have south facing windows because we don't have like the sunlight and we don't have the environment you have down there, right? So it makes it a bit hard for us up here because almost everything you have to grow in south facing areas. So just to get the maximum sun. Yeah, that's northern climates, right?
I know. I know. I came from New Jersey, but I just figured it's so hot here, I'd kill everything.
No, actually, you know, you probably could do really well with like a they make like dwarf lemon trees and they're dwarf orange trees. You can actually get dwarf trees that grow oranges, lemons, and kiwis, or oranges, lemons, and limes. I think there's a couple different cultivars, and they're just mini little, and you can keep them right in an apartment. And there's you some fresh,
Wow.
you know, fresh fruits. You can get dwarf apples. You know, there are things like that available now. Stuff like that is going to cost you money, but if you have the money to do it, it is the investment. But
If you want to learn how to successfully grow plants,
Can-
and you think to yourself, I
I
don't.
posted the one you want me to send over.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go ahead and send it.
Yeah, because I've noticed if you want to buy grapefruit, it's like $1.50 each here. Like I know everybody wanted to make that stuff to not get you sick from the you know what, but they're so expensive. Do you need a lot of grapefruits to make that stuff to help you not get sick from the you know what?
only 3.
3. Okay. Did you post the link for the recipe for that? Did you I know I've seen others mention they
No,
were
I don't have a link for
Oh,
that recipe.
oh,
I just have knowledge of that recipe. But we are setting up a website, you guys, and I'm going to do
Alternatives?
like I'll
Okay.
put the recipes over there, and we'll put some of the
Yes.
essential oil information over there. Yes, Carolina girl. Yes, you may have one, and yes, I know you're a mod. We love you. We watch your chat and
Oh.
other chats as well. But
Carolina?
we're going to do that.
I
We're
see-
setting up a website so that
Oh,
we'll be able to
great.
post like links and
I'll
stuff for
let
you
you
guys
go
to go
'cause
to.
I see Workin has a question for you, so I'll let you go.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Bonnie.
hi, Bonnie.
Thank you, Maria.
Hi.
Bye.
Yeah,
Love
thank you,
I'm
Maria.
sorry I left
We
work.
love you too.
Oh,
Hello, Bonnie. Hi. I just wanted to show Maria real quick kind of what I'm doing. And y'all don't laugh. I'm just starting out and this is like an experiment. So don't
absolutely.
laugh, okay?
No.
We would never. We would never.
Right. Let me see if I can do this. Ugh. Okay. I have to turn the camera down. This is like, there's my squash. Can y'all see
Mhm.
it?
Right, your camera is pointing down your driveway. It
Yeah,
looks
we
like.
see the top rung of your.
There is a tomato.
Okay.
There
There
we
you are.
go. Beautiful.
That's nice.
Tomatoes,
amazing.
and they need to be watered, so they're kind of drooping. But we've had so much rain, that's why my leaves are turning yellow on my squash.
Yeah.
But so that's what I started with. I do have containers. Try and make y'all not too dizzy.
You're fine.
You're fine.
I'm gonna for sure do a fall garden: potatoes, carrots, squash.
I have.
Is
You know,
like
there's an
year round, I think. They
pretty
like
much,
the heat. Yeah.
and something else is squash. You can eat the flowers and the fruit, and the flowers are delicious.
I really.
Yeah.
Ew. Okay.
You can have them on salads. No, there are a lot of edible flowers. People underestimate the value of that. All those good colors and nutrients that are in there. It's not what you think it is. You know. What was I going to say? Oh, when you're starting to get the yellow spots there, and you're right, it's from too much water. Now, I don't know how you have the bottom of your container, but usually if you have a couple like large rocks and maybe a couple smaller rocks, it lets water trickle down through so that the roots don't start to rot.
Right.
When you do get
What
too
I
much
did,
water.
my base is a like I just took branches. We have a lot of oak moss that grows here. And so when it falls off the trees, I stick that down in there. Newspaper, just yard garbage, whatever's laying around the yard. And it has a good drainage system. The holes I did all around it. But we've had so much rain. That's been the problem here is
Yeah.
I even noticed that is it Southern Pioneer, they lost their whole garden because of all the rain that Texas has been having.
Yeah.
And they had a massive garden.
The other really important thing is when you have a lot of rain, to try and keep it aerated. Like you said, you put the holes in it. Even if you just put like a kitchen fork, even if you were to put like a kitchen fork down in there and just gently, you don't want to like twist it like spaghetti. You don't want to do that. But if you were to just
loosen that soil
gently
a little
just
bit,
loosen it,
get
Okay.
aeration.
all the way around it. If you can keep it aerated, it'll keep it from compacting.
Okay.
Some of like plants like squash and pumpkin and things like that, they prefer that cooler weather. And if they get too much compaction around their roots, it can cause them to rot further. They won't produce flowers or fruit that way. So
Okay.
okay. Even a garden fork, if you don't have like a small not a
I
spade.
know what you're
You don't
talking
use a
about.
spade.
Yeah, like an aerator,
Yeah.
claw, whatever.
Yeah. If you don't have
A
one of
fork will
those,
work.
a fork will work, and you can wash it off. God made dirt that don't hurt, right?
Right.
Um,
You got to have dirt.
That's right.
so that's one thing you can do. Another thing is go out and make sure that you're getting like after a heavy rain, go out there and kind of shake the leaves up a little bit so that you're getting the excess off of them. And then I don't know. Hold on, Bonnie. Working had asked me a question and I didn't see it, but I see his second one here. We didn't get it. If you're looking for an alternative, though, I can do a little bit of research. That's two things. I better start writing this down, you guys, or I'll forget.
Yeah, I've never heard one for water pills either.
Well,
There's something.
it depends on what the water pills are being prescribed for. What is the condition? And I'm not trying to be nosy, but remember, modern medicine is taught to treat the symptoms, not to treat the cause. So if you're looking to come off of a medication that is treating a symptom, we need to be able to look at the root cause and find out, what that water retention is a symptom of. So that's kind of important, you guys. Keep that in mind when you research stuff. And it's not too late if you guys want to start growing your stuff indoors. If you've lost your gardens due to rain, we've had a whole lot of rain
As
up
long
here
as they're
this year too.
indoors, you have
I lost
right
a lot
lighting,
of things.
You can grow all year long. Just make sure you keep the temperatures what they are for summertime. If you don't have a lot of window light, just make sure you have the lighting for it.
Here's a hack for you guys about growing potatoes, and you can even grow them indoors if you wanted. You can use, those reusable shopping bags that you get for real cheap at some of the stores, like Aldi's or even Wally Mart or any of those.
The mesh bags, like
those will work. Not the plastic ones, but the the reusable. So
it's
you can use
canvas.
those.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You can use laundry baskets.
New age burlap.
You can line it with newspaper and do your first layer and get your dirt in there. And then once the sprouts come up about 4 inches, you add more dirt to the top of the sprout, and then on and on and on. It makes it easier to clean up. It makes it easier to grow, and they're easier to get out. Once you go to harvest your potatoes, they're easier to get out. I already lost my potatoes this year from the rain. I lost a couple of my things out there from the rain. That's okay, because we are working on getting a greenhouse up and going so that we can try to grow at least some things through the winter here. So, but cucumbers is another thing that you can grow late season, right? If you live in a 4-season environment, cucumbers prefer a cooler temperature. Lettuces prefer a cooler temperature. Any of the brassica family, which is your garlics, your onions, your cabbages, cauliflowers, broccoli, those all prefer cooler temperatures. So, you could probably start something if it's going to be in a covered area,
Right. And that's what
I
I
doubt
was
you guys have a lot of frost
down.
down there in Texas.
No. Until this year, everything has happened this year. But
Yeah.
I was going to show Maria also in our kitchen window, and it's a very narrow window. I have these little containers, and we have green onions growing. We have cabbage that we've started and rooted. My granddaughter's all into this, my older one.
Good.
And then,
That's awesome.
You can
carrots.
regrow from your scraps.
yes, she put the ends of the carrots in water, and they got roots. So now we can get those planted into containers. If
You
she
can
ever
do the
gets
same
with
with onion tops too, guys.
anything, romaine lettuce, anything.
Yep,
Y-
you sure
and
can.
Tomatoes, you can even save your seeds from the tomatoes.
And
Dry 'em.
now the thing about tomatoes, they have that little gel around the seed, right? When
Yeah.
you cut open a tomato and they have that gel is to protect that seed. Well, there's a
Right.
fermentation process that seed has to go through. So if you soak them in just a wee bit of water for a couple days and then pull them out of that and then do a sprouting method. If you want to do a sprouting method on a paper towel or whatever, I know a lot of people do that. They'll grow for you. But if you just pop them into the ground, that gel is their protective coating. It's going to take longer for them to come through, just so you know, right? So you
Right.
can regrow from those seeds. You just have to know how to treat the seeds, And there's so much information out there in YouTube land and out there on the internet that really it takes very little research in order for you to really be able to pick up some really helpful, useful tips. And if you're not
Yeah.
familiar with gardening, do a little bit of research and at least get practicing, get started, because you've tried, you've got experience then, you know what I mean? So I think it's fantastic you're doing that. My dad
Learning
used
from
to have a garden, a
they-
full garden every year. And then when he got too old to get down into it, he started growing his plants in containers on his porch so that he could still have his plants without all the work.
See, I never thought of that before because we always had the huge in the ground garden.
Yeah. But
But now that
back
it's
then,
really
it was
hard for
just
me to walk
make you
around.
survive all year. That was the thing. That's the big difference between the two,
And
because you're
the
canning
reason
it
I
all.
chose the reason I chose the 5-gallon buckets too is because you can stack them.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, if you separate them and then stack them on. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, you know what I mean, like a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something else you can do? Those old water cooler holders? Not the ones where the bottle goes on upside down, but the ones where they would set the bottles and the neck would be out. Those old shelving racks where they used to stack the 5-gallon water bottles on them. I don't know if anybody
I
understands
guess
what
we
I'm talking
still
about.
have them.
Yeah,
We-
well, some places you can get them used or right out of their they'll be throwing it away. They'll give it to you. And if you get your hands on one of those, you can stack 5-gallon buckets on those, right? And then cut your holes and grow out the tops. And you can you can grow tomatoes and they'll start hanging down the side. The fruit will still ripen. Everything will still grow right.
Yep. And they got something to cling to.
Yeah.
Keeps them strong.
There's all kinds of nifty gadgets and things out there. There's all kinds of ideas for people who want to grow in small spaces. Sometimes you got to get creative. I've seen people that have used old 2-liter soda bottles and just cut them open and they use them for planters, and they can grow a lot of things in those.
I save everything.
Yeah. So, recycling and upcycling, I'm a firm believer in that. That kind of stuff can go a long way. We've even looked at we want to start a hydroponics garden. But I don't want to have motors and things that have to run on electricity. I don't want to have to worry about that in a power down situation or to add to the bill or to take away from our power source for our fridge and freezer. We have things lined up a certain way for a certain reason. So anytime we go to implement anything new here, we always have to take those things into consideration. And we came across one, and the guy uses old, like, you know how when somebody has like a CPAP mask or anything like that, and they have like all those rolls of tubing, or the oxygen masks, they have all those rolls of tubing. You can buy that tubing just about anywhere for pretty cheap. And this guy had used Folgers coffee cans and drilled a hole the same size as that tubing and had little pieces of tubing. And what he did was he had a little tiny one of those little plastic kiddie pools down below, and he had a couple fish that he bought from a fish store or from a pet store, and he put in there. And then twice a day, he would come in and he would take the water from the fish and put it up in through that, and then the water would filter down through. And he had plants growing in those Folgers cans,
Oh, wow.
aquaponics. And so, so long as you're doing it twice a day, the fish are getting the aerated circulation they need, and the plants are getting what they need, and the fish and the plants feed each other. You see? I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, low cost to no cost, right?
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't have like coffee cans or empty milk jugs or something sitting around, right? And I think it would work the same way with like milk jugs.
I've been saving cans for fires. The little vegetable cans, and then the tomato sauce cans, and I'm learning all kinds of ways to make fires and heat food.
You know what? You can bake bread in those cans.
Yes, I've seen that.
Oh, well, my mom used to do it. I remember canned bread when I was little. My mom would bake bread in those cans. She'd wash out all the soup cans and whatnot, and she'd make sure they were really clean. My dad would file down any sharp areas or what have you. And then, we'd wash them again. And my mom would dry them in the oven and then turn the oven off and let them cool naturally. And then we'd turn it on and get the bed, plop the bread down in there and bake it. I really liked it. Ooh, pork fried rice. Tracy, I'm coming to your house for dinner. Yeah, Monty, I figured that was happening.
Yep.
I also figured that what we'd been told about that was a lie.
And yes.
But I can't see the chat.
I do bake bread, Maria. I love bread. Bread is the stuff of life. Jesus ate bread with every meal, I think. Right? That's what I've been told. Yeah, and I like doing all kinds of stuff like that. And for any of you ladies out there that like zucchini bread, you like to make zucchini bread, or banana bread or anything like that, those breads that are almost cakes.
I am such a bread eater.
Right. Well, you can make those right in canning jars. Like you can bake that right in a mason jar in your oven, pull it out, pop that lid on, put the ring on, and it'll seal and be shelf stable. You can just sit it up on the shelf. You'll get it eaten before it runs out of life. I know you will. You know what I mean?
I saw Ark Wildman do a little video on, he did monkey bread and biscuits, and he was putting them in the canning jars, and I was like, you shouldn't have shown me that. Monkey bread, oh my goodness.
Maria, there are other things you can have other than sugar and oil. And there are other ways you can cook that don't require sugar or oil. And still
Honey
get some of the really good things. What's that?
Honey can replace sugar.
Yeah, honey and molasses as well. Molasses can as well. And you can use maple syrup if that's on the way. I would like to do a cooking video, you guys. I do not have my kitchen all the way set up. So if you guys still want a cooking video, I'll do one, but it may be campfire cooking. How would you guys feel about that? Would you like a campfire cooking video? No eggs? Okay.
Yeah, I can't have eggs either.
All right. So, well, I'm trying to come up with something that's going to be beneficial. It's going to be helpful for you guys, but also something within our means. So, I'll come up with something that we can do that's going to be healthy or nutritious or something, but that you could either, I have a camp stove in the house right now, and that's what I'm cooking on because we are. Like we said, we are in the process of finishing our house, and so we are still in the process of moving and moving things around and all that. It's all this is showing on there.
I know.
Um,
We was talking about
he's
green
distracting
screen,
me. Oh,
green screen, and we our can't get it to.
oh, wait. Ready? All we are is just another brick in the wall. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot.
That's
to turn it
great.
off.
Y'all are figuring that all out. I couldn't.
Yeah, just slowly. It takes time.
So, but we just wanted to, we want it to be something that everybody is going to find useful. And since, yeah, well, and I tell you what, a camp stove and a bottle of propane will last you quite some time if you're not being silly with it. And again, that's one of those things where you're not going to cook a pot of beans on there for 12 hours, right? You're going to do that over a campfire in a case like that. You're not going to waste your gas. You're going to keep that for when it's raining and you can't make a campfire. Or
we make campfire pizzas. Oh my
we do all kinds of stuff.
Tasty.
Can't
Way
eat
better than
bread,
pizza.
Tracy, or you have a gluten thing.
Yeah, because we can.
Because
help
I
you out
have
with
some.
that.
You can make flour out of
and it's good.
a lot of different things. You can make rice flour out of rice,
Oat flour.
oat flour out of oats, out of oatmeal.
Burn.
So, I mean, if you guys have something special like that, or you're looking for a recipe for something with special, like special requirements, please send us an email, onotwoods@gmail.com. Send me an email, and I'm going to try to find something that'll fit with a lot of you, and maybe we'll do a campfire cooking show as soon as all the rain leaves us alone for a little bit. Cornbread. I love cornbread.
I'm trying to find one of those big pots
Understand.
that hang.
Okay.
I
Well-
keep looking at our thrift stores.
Free cycle or upcycle. I think almost every area has something like that. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, or are you the one that was mentioning that to me the other day? There are sites called Free Cycle and Upcycle that will, and you can get stuff for free that other people don't want. Like you said, you save everything, right?
Right.
We've got like 25 2-liter bottles out there that have been cleaned and sterilized that are waiting for us to do something with, because I like to recycle and I like to try to upcycle. Some of it we use for storage, some of it we use for crafts.
The 2-liter bottles are good for water storage up to 6 months. Not long term.
Yeah. Well, and you could do some dry food storage in them, but you kind of got to use it at a decent time. Hey, hold on 1 second, you guys, and I want to show you something else we do with them.
You're leaving me alone.
Oh, Bonnie, please. I know you got this, girl. Just for a second. I'm on my way. I'm right here. Okay. Sorry. Thanks for holding down the fort for me. So we also do stuff like this. You guys see that? It's a little wren house, and it's made out of a 2-liter bottle.
Oh, that's cute.
And Raina and I make these and sell them. Oh. And they're just different colors and designs. And it's a way to upcycle them and not feel like I'm adding to the trash of the world, right? Oh, this one's got a little bumped and bruised, but that's part of our arts and crafts stuff we like to do together. And another thing that we do is we take these jars, we get these jars from the Dollar Tree, right? And we'll cover them in tissue paper or put a real thin layer of paint on them. And then if you drop a tea light down inside this, it is one of the nicest lights that you can have. So in a power outage, this can light your house up, or at least a room. I don't have an Etsy shop yet. My husband's trying to get that set up for us, but we have to do no cost stuff right now. That's just how it is. But it can be, what I'm saying is these are dual purpose because, well, first off, the inside is still really nice and clean, right? If you want to put a little candle holder down in there to catch the wax from your candles, by all means do so. And then you still have a jar that you could carry water in or store something in if you needed. But if you pop that candle down in there, you've got light. And then when you've got power, this is just a nice little decorative piece that you set off, to the side. Nobody even knows what it is.
That's great.
So, I mean, it's just, you got to be creative sometimes about what you do. And always, even crafters, guys, try to think you'll sell your crafts better if they're multifunctional, right? So like I said about that jar being able to be used for other stuff. If you go that extra step and put a little candle holder or something in the bottom to catch any kind of wax, they can take that out. Whoever gets that from you can remove that, and then they've got a viable vessel for whatever they need it for. And it's just stuff to think about. Well, I tell you, Sue, I learned the hard way to be resourceful, but I'm really pleased that I have those kind of skills because it's helped me in some of the worst times of my life to be resourceful. So a little bit can go a long way. You just have to know how to stretch it. I really like the way, all right, Meg, have a great day. I really like the way Jay's Townsend and Son, you remember you guys, I was talking about that 17th and 18th century cooking. I like the way they do things. Yeah. And it's just a simpler way, right? And without so much crap. So you're making the most of your stuff. Well, the other thing is there's a lady, and she's passed away some years ago now, but she had a channel up on YouTube, and it's still up. I mean, I think her granddaughter or somebody keeps it up, but it's called Depression Cooking. And if you go back and learn some of those lessons from that era, it's going to make you a better person. It's going to teach you about the importance of practical things rather than just things for the sake of things, right? Because they didn't have things, then things didn't mean anything to them back then. Food meant something. How to stretch it and feed more people, that meant something. Making the most out of a small garden area, that meant something. So all those are really good lessons, and we can take from our past and learn from. I remember the first time I learned what a victory garden was and why it was called that. And it was just like, why doesn't everybody have one of these? What happened to, like, did our memories as the human race not develop to not remember how to do that stuff to survive in those hard times, how to come together as community? So yeah, I just think that's really,
My excuse is I got lazy. Everything was too convenient.
yeah, well, that's the thing. They did that, I think, on purpose. It
Once the
wasn't to make
elders
us happy.
passed
It was to
away.
make us complacent. It wasn't
Yes.
because we needed any of that stuff. It was because it would make us more complacent. And I believe that. And that's why I've got zero guilt about not letting, Raina have, like, we don't have TV service. We haven't in I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
That's good.
And she only was
Yeah,
a
Netflix for a little bit, but
yeah, and those were only shows that mom had pre-screened and allowed.
yeah.
And then she had to watch them with us because I knew what was going on with TV and stuff, right? And you're not going to get around that with little kids nowadays. You can't get around them asking you about this toy or that advertisement when they're blown up bigger than you are as you walk into the store. So, Jeff and I, we had come up with, we were going to watch any Disney movie that she wanted to watch. We watch it with her and we point out the good lessons. And those are the lessons that they take are the ones that mom and dad point out. If you're not pointing out anything, then you're just letting somebody else script your kid, So that's how we handled that because I wasn't going to keep telling her, no, you can't know about what's going on in society because they've made that so much a part of society that I feel like it's more of a handicap if they don't at least have a clue, But you really gotta. All right, Maria, have a great day.
We'll see you, Maria, and thanks for stopping in.
You really gotta step up and be the parent and say, okay, well, these are the lessons they're trying to get across. Did you understand that? And talk to the kids. That's Carolina girl, that's awesome.
Well, I need to jump off here and get back in there with my granddaughter, but
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us, hon. We love having you.
I saw Maria asking all these questions. Okay, let me show her.
Yeah,
it's easy to do.
Excellent. Yeah,
it's doable.
You just have to start.
Just gotta go out, get the stuff, and just start.
And maybe we'll
Even
do
if it's a stairwell up to her apartment, or
anywhere there's sunlight.
Wherever she's allowed to do it, right?
Anywhere there's sunlight. Yep. Get to
where
it.
I have that, it's only about 4 feet wide, and then you can just start stacking, and it's doable.
Yep.
Right on. Were you able to? Did you get a chance to watch those perimeter videos that I put up there for you?
No, not yet. I have had so much homework, and that's a whole nother story, but I will get to that.
Yeah. Well, I was just letting you know, just a reminder, because we had talked about that the one day, and then I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to look at those and see what kind of things you could do without all the. But I did like that one idea you put out about the electric and the sprinklers.
That was good.
I did. I looked up the Texas homeschooling laws, and it's pretty lenient here.
Good. And print those off so you have them, because if they come at you, you need to pull that out and say, okay, well, here are my rights under Texas law.
Craig's on.
I will.
Oh, what? We're going to probably get off here soon too, but thank you for coming on and joining us. I really appreciate it when you do that and help us out, because
thank you for having me.
We love our conversations with you.
We love it.
Love all of you guys.
More to come.
Love everyone in chat.
Love you guys.
We'll see you guys later. All right.
I can figure out how to turn it off. Bye.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I think we're gonna probably jump on over and see Craig. So we're gonna play our outro, which was designed by, we have to pull it up, which was designed by Artist and Poet for us. And go open StreamYard again, please. Oh, right there. And then and we do like it, and it's this one. All right, so we love you guys, and we'll see you in the chats. Remember, any questions, email.